guys, happy Homebrew Wednesday for February 12th, 2014. Okay guys, I've been really busy, that's why I didn't get a video up last week, sorry about that. We're in the middle of moving, so been a little busy the last couple weeks. As you can tell by the sound, I'm sure you can tell the room's kind of empty right now. We got to be moved out by next week, so another busy week ahead. So I'm going to go ahead and show you some footage of when I made the Skeeter pea, and I'll go ahead and show you that now. Okay, so we're going to start our batch of Skeeter pea. This is the ingredients that we need to start. It's going to take roughly 10 pounds of sugar. The recipe calls for 3 32-ounce bottles of real lemon. I've got two 48-ounce bottles, so that's the same amount. And then we're going to use some yeast nutrient, some wine tannin, and some yeast energizer, and some water, and that's pretty much all we need right now to get it started. Okay, so the first step is to pour 8 cups of water into a pan, and we're going to turn our stove on and start heating that up. And we're going to measure out 16 cups of sugar, and then we're going to dissolve that sugar in this water so we make like a simple syrup. Okay, so we're going to slowly add the sugar and stir it as we add it. We want to get all this sugar dissolved in there. This is only half of the sugar. Once I get this, then I'll measure out the other half. There's a lot of sugar in here, so we want to make sure we get it all melted up good and there's no grains left. So I'm going to measure out the other sugar and I'll be right back. Okay, so now we're going to add the other half of the sugar. Just make sure you keep stirring it so it doesn't burn. And you'll want to add it slowly. Getting kind of syrupy now. That's what we want. We want it kind of like a thin syrup. If you can see that. Still needs to heat up some more. So we're just going to continue to stir this until it gets just about to a boil. When we get to that point, I'll be back. Okay, so now I got my real lemon. I'm going to shake it up. We're going to add 1/3 of a cup of that to our water here. And we'll just continue stirring. It's just about to the point now. And then is what we're going to do is we're going to keep it at that temperature for about 30 minutes. It's just about to a boil. You don't want it quite to a boil. So then we will just set our timer for 30 minutes. And then we'll be back when that goes off. Okay, so our time is up. So we're going to go ahead and remove that from the heat and let it start to cool. Because we don't want to melt our fermenter, so we don't want to put it in there while it's hot. So we're going to let that cool down a little bit. Okay, so while we're letting that cool down, we're going to add the rest of this bottle of lemon to our fermenter, our sanitized fermenter. Then I'm gonna rinse it out with some water and put some water in there. Just rinse it out so we get all the lemon out of that. And then we want to save 32 ounces of this. That's why it calls for 3 bottles. Because we're going to put 32 ounces of it in later. So we'll open our other bottle. And we're just going to add about 1/3 of it for now. And we'll save the rest of it for later. So we're about like that. And we'll save the rest. So we're going to add 3/4 of a teaspoon of wine tan into that. I don't have 3/4 of a teaspoon, so we'll just add 1/4 3 times. Okay. Then we're going to add 3 teaspoons of yeast nutrient now. And then we'll add 3 when we add the other lemon juice to it. So we'll add 3 now. We're going to add a teaspoon of yeast energizer now, and we'll add another teaspoon when we add the other part of the lemon juice later, after it ferments some. Okay, and then we're going to stir that in. Make sure you get it stirred in really well. Might take a minute, so I'll be back. Okay, we got it good and mixed up there. Then we're going to go ahead and add the syrupy water here. It's still hot. And then we're going to add some cold water. And we're going to add water to bring that up to just over 5 gallons. Went ahead and used the pan to get some more water so we can get all the sugar residue that's left in the stuck on the sides of the pan. We want to get all that in there. Okay, so we're just above 5 gallons there. So now we're going to stir it all really well. You make sure everything's mixed together. Okay, so now we're going to take a hydrometer reading. And we want it to be right around 1.070 or 1070, however you want to say it. So we'll give her a spin here. We're at 1.065. So we're going to call that good. Okay, so now we've moved our Skeeter pea into the brew room after taking our hydrometer reading, and we've covered it up with a towel. And we're going to let it sit for 24 hours so some of the preservatives and stuff in the lemon juice will dissipate. So we'll leave it set for 24 to 48 hours. Okay, so it's been 24 hours. Here's our Skeeter pea. We're going to go ahead and give that a quick stir just to stir it up. And here is our yeast slurry off of our apple raspberry wine. This is the yeast and the stuff that we're going to use to get this started, because it's active and it's going good. So I'm going to mix that up and pour it down into there. Go ahead and give this a quick stir. And I'm going to take some of this. All this is sanitized again. I'm going to dump it in here. And then I'm going to mix all that up really well. Okay. Then we'll go ahead and dump this in here. And as you can see, we got most of that out of there. Give this a quick stir. Okay, so we've moved the Skeeter pea into the brew room. We're at 1.070, and it could take a day or two for it to start showing signs of fermentation. So we're going to watch it every day, maybe stir it if we have to get it going. And then once it gets going, we're going to check the gravity every day or so until we get down to 1.50 or 1.050. And then at that point we'll add our other ingredients. So when it gets down to 1.050, I'll be back with you. So I'll just go ahead and cover it with a towel for the next couple of days and keep an eye on it. Okay, so here's our Skeeter pea. It's been 2 days since we pitched our yeast. I took a hydrometer reading and we're at 1.045, so it's time to add our other ingredients. So we're going to add the rest of our lemon juice. I took this out and got it to room temperature, so we'll dump that in there. Sanitizer here. Then we're going to add our other 3 teaspoons of yeast nutrient. And 1 more teaspoon of yeast energizer. And this is just to make sure that the yeast keeps going, it has something to eat, with it being so acidic. So we're going to go ahead and give that a good stir. I've got my stirrer out here. We've got it all sanitized. We're going to give it a good stir now. At this point, oxygen's not going to hurt it, but we kind of actually want to introduce some more oxygen to it. So we'll go ahead and stir this up. Okay, now we've got it stirred up. We're going to go ahead and cover it back up with a towel, put it in the brew room for a couple more days, and then we'll rack it into a carboy. Okay, so we're going to rack our Skeeter pea and just sanitizing the carboy now. So I'll get the rest of everything sanitized and then we'll go ahead and transfer that into the carboy. Okay, so we took a hydrometer reading to make sure we're ready to rack. We're ready to rack, so we'll just get her started going down in there. And I'll just let that rack. Just thought I'd give you a look and see what the Skeeter pea looked like as we're racking it. Lots of croissant around there. Okay, and there it is, all in the carboy there. And here's what we left in the bottom of the bucket. So now we'll just move that back to the brew room and put a box over it and let it sit for about 3 to 4 weeks. Okay guys, I have been really busy. I've bottled up a couple of wines trying to get them done before we pack them up and move them. We are just going to be staying with some family for a while, so I am still going to keep brewing, and I'll keep videotaping, and I'll still keep posting my videos. Just going to be busy for the next couple weeks till we get settled around. So you'll notice a change in the scenery in the background, in the kitchen, all those things will be different. But I'm still going to continue on. So thanks for watching my videos, guys, and supporting my channel. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe if you're a new subscriber. All my subscribers, I'd like to take this time to thank all of you guys. I know I don't do it enough. Thanks to all my subscribers, and cheers to you guys.